The avoidant has mastered the art of moving on from people. They have spent their entire relational life developing the ability to detach, to compartmentalize, to walk away from connections without looking back. This skill has protected them from pain, allowed them to maintain independence, and reinforced their belief that no one is truly irreplaceable. But then they encountered you, and despite every strategy they employ, despite all the distance they create, despite their desperate attempts to forget and move forward, they cannot get you out of their system. You have embedded yourself into their consciousness in ways that resist their usual methods of erasure, and this inability to purge you from their mind creates a unique torture for someone who prides themselves on emotional self-sufficiency. You broke through defenses they did not know could break. The avoidant has maintained psychological walls for years, maybe decades. These defenses have successfully kept everyone at a manageable distance, preventing the kind of deep attachment that could lead to devastating loss. But you penetrated these walls in ways they did not anticipate and cannot undo. You reached parts of them that usually remain inaccessible. You created moments of genuine connection that bypassed their protective mechanisms. You made them feel things they have spent their life avoiding. And now, even after the relationship has ended, even after they have created physical and emotional distance, those moments remain embedded in their nervous system. They cannot erase the experience of being seen by you, of being cared for by you, of mattering to someone in ways their attachment wound told them was impossible. The memories are not just cognitive. They are somatic, stored in their body, triggered by smells, sounds, random associations that bring you flooding back despite their conscious efforts to forget. Every attempt to replace you fails. The avoidant tries to move on by seeking new connections, convincing themselves that what you offered can be found elsewhere. They date other people, they pursue distractions, they engage in the same patterns that have always allowed them to move forward without looking back. But nothing works. Every new person is measured against you and found lacking. Every interaction highlights what is missing. Every attempt at connection makes them acutely aware that what you provided was not generic, but specific, not common, but rare. They realize too late that you were not just filling a role, but offering something irreplaceable, the specific way you understood them, the particular patience you demonstrated with their patterns, the unique combination of qualities that made them feel both safe and challenged. The failure to replace you forces them to confront that you were not just another person cycling through their life, but someone who mattered in ways that cannot be duplicated. You appear in every quiet moment. The avoidant cannot escape you in the silence. When distractions fade, when they are alone with their thoughts, you are there. They think about conversations they wish they had handled differently. They replay moments of connection they took for granted. They wonder what you are doing, whether you think about them, whether you have moved on while they remain stuck. These intrusive thoughts are constant and unwelcome. The avoidant wants to forget, wants to move forward, wants to restore the emotional equilibrium that your absence has disrupted, but their mind refuses to cooperate. You occupy mental space they cannot clear. You are the person they compare everyone to, the relationship they measure all others against, the what-if that haunts every attempt to be present with someone new. The more they try not to think about you, the more you dominate their thoughts. The suppression creates obsession, and the obsession confirms what they are desperately trying to deny, that you mattered more than they were willing to admit when you were actually available. They cannot access the closure that would set them free. Part of why the avoidant cannot get you out of their system is that they lack the closure that would allow them to move forward. In most of their previous relationships, there was a clear ending, a definitive reason why things could not work, something concrete to point to that allowed them to close the chapter. But with you, the ending feels unresolved. They know they pushed you away through their patterns. They recognize they left before you could leave them. They understand that fear drove their departure more than any actual incompatibility. This awareness prevents them from achieving the psychological closure that comes from blaming circumstances or the other person. They cannot rewrite the narrative to protect their ego because the truth is too obvious. They lost you because of their own dysfunction, and this knowledge keeps the wound open. Without closure, you remain alive in their system, an unfinished story they cannot stop revisiting, a loss they cannot properly grieve because they know it was self-inflicted, the permanent mark of what could have been. You are not just a person they remember. You are the embodiment of the life they could have had if they were braver, the relationship they could have built if they were less afraid, the future they could have chosen if they were capable of choosing vulnerability over safety. This representation is why you cannot be purged from their system. You are not just you. You are the ghost of their unlived life, the symbol of everything their attachment wound cost them. Every time they think about you, they are confronting not just the loss of a person, but the loss of who they could have become with you, the version of themselves that might have healed through secure attachment, the happiness they sacrificed to maintain the familiar comfort of their patterns. You haunt them because you represent the road not taken, and that road will always be visible in their peripheral vision, a constant reminder of what they were too afraid to choose when they had the chance.